Sundari means beauty. I tracked her for 7 years continuously. She taught me a whole lot about tigers. I spent 6 days a week there. My wife got extremely jealous of Sundari, but I continued to learn from her. And one of the incredible things is, in a very, very large area, hundreds of square kilometers, half a dozen tigers, how do they maintain a functioning society? How do they even communicate? We need e-pads, emails, telephones, cell phones. They have nothing, but they communicate. And it's I call it P-mail. They scent spray these trees, and that scent mark they leave tells the other tiger who was there, when the other tiger was there, whether it should be chased away, whether it should be, courted. It's an elaborate communication system based on scent marking. I learned a lot from Sundari. Other things like how much space do they need? For example, these tigresses, this was a well-protected park for a change, so her range was only 15 square kilometers. My colleagues studying tigers in Russia were finding 500 square kilometer ranges. So it depends on where the tigers live. The space requirements are different. So this is the kind of building block of science that is required if effective conservation has to be built. There's no shortcuts to it. You have to know what the animals need, how much space is required. And the key to that, as I started doing another thing that we biologists absolutely love doing, but everybody else hates, which is picking up poop and analyzing it and finding out what the tiger has eaten. As I did these studies of kills and rotting kills and poops, I found out what kept tigers going. Basically, they need to kill one large prey every week. Without that, you can't have a breeding tiger population. So what this means is that you have this single tiger which eats 50 prey animals, roughly one at weekly intervals. But to produce this 50 prey, you need a prey base of 500 prey. So to support a single tiger, you need 500 prey animals. In Russia, that's a huge space. In India, it's a small space. So this, to me, was a big message of hope. Because Indian forests are full of prey, they can potentially hold a lot of tigers. The problem is, people have hunted out the prey. This is how the natural Indian forests look. They are full of deer and all those other herbivores that I talked about in extremely large numbers. Around the time, this was in 1993, the pressure from the Chinese bone trade began to impinge on tigers. And there were big seizures in Delhi, and there was this thought that tigers would be completely extinct because of this bone trade poaching. But what this research showed was, while bone trade was an important factor, it was hunting of the prey by local people